Hey man, did you know that I'm teaming up with Universal Audio to give away a brand new Apollo X8P? I shouldn't tell you, but I like you, so I'll let you enter. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am Wavy, Wayne from WavyWayne.com. Now, this channel is all about helping you to record and mix better and faster. Now, I must take a quick second to announce this super huge giveaway that I got going on with Universal Audio and a bunch of other really dope companies that you can see here. Universal Audio has agreed to give away a bunch of cool stuff, but one of the coolest and something that's on my list that I don't even have is the Universal Audio Apollo X8P audio interface. Now, about 3 years ago on this channel, I unboxed and did an overview of my Apollo X6. This Apollo X6 has been a workhorse in the studio for me. Not only does it easily connect with my other Apollo interfaces, but it just gives me all the controls that I need with a super clean sound and a super easy to use interface, and it gives me some really great features using the console app. So 3 years later, am I still happy with the Apollo X6? You can bet your bottom dollar I am, and I'd buy another one. Well, actually, I really wouldn't buy another one because my needs have grown. And so if you notice, I've expanded to the Apollo X16, which gives me even more inputs and outputs as I'm working with my hybrid setup, meaning that I'm working in the box and also out the box as well. So I needed more inputs and outputs to be able to route more signals in and out of my DAW. So I had to go ahead and add an additional Apollo interface with the Apollo X16. But that's not to take away from the Apollo X6. This thing still is a beast. I just wish that I had went with the Apollo X8 when I originally got it, because not only does it have more inputs and outputs, it actually gives you 8 actual preamps. Now the Apollo X6 only has 2 of those unison preamps available. It does have other inputs that I could go to into at line level. Thus why I have like another external preamp here that I can use whenever I need to have more channels of microphone inputs. I'll have to use a separate preamp and come out of this preamp and into the Apollo X6 at line level, which isn't a big deal because I do love my Focusrite ISA pre's. They sound so good. And then working with the Apollo unison preamps, those also sound really, really good, but the X6 only gives you 2. So on the front, we have 2 high Z inputs. Of course, we got that little glowing light on there. Do I still got the paper? No. So we got 2 high Z inputs. We also have our preamp level. Now you can choose whether you want preamp 1 or 2 simply just by clicking in. You just got to push 1 or push 2, right? You have your buttons to change whether your input is a mic level input or a line level input, your phantom power for each channel. You also have a phase reverse switch for each of your 2 channels here. You have the high pass filter, a pad, and also an ability to link your mic inputs 1 and 2 on the front. Now on the right side of the interface, we have our option to change our meters to either an input meter or output meter. I love that we have these meters right here on the front of the Apollo X6. It just makes it so much easier to work with. We also have this little alt button that you can assign, and also this function button. Honestly, I never used either one of those buttons, so Don't even worry about those. I also love the fact that we have 2 headphone outputs here right on the front of the interface as well. I use these all the time whenever I'm mixing or something like that. It's great to just have an extra headphone output right here close to me that I can just stick my headphones in, and also maybe even route this out as an aux input or something like that. Super easy to get to, and we got the nice easy on off switch. We got all our inputs and outputs and stuff on the back of this unit that I ain't gonna get off into just because you can go and Google the inputs and outputs. But my thoughts on this are that this is a solid audio interface even 3 years later. If you don't need all of those extra microphone inputs, then don't get them. Or if you want to be able to customize which type of preamps you're using, maybe you could still go with an Apollo X6 and add different preamps to your system and still be able to use them in conjunction with this Apollo X6, because you will have all 6 inputs available to you. So this is a really, it's really a workhorse for me. I don't travel with it. Some people do, but I keep mine right here in the studio, always working. And when I do have to travel, I'll just grab my Apollo Twin, and then whatever work I do on the Apollo Twin is very easy to translate. There's really nothing that I have to do to load it up here on my main studio computer. All right, now let me jump off into the console app, and I'm gonna give y'all a little look at my vocal chain, how I set it up using the console app from UAD. So to me, one of the best features of using an Apollo interface is the ability to actually use the console app. This treats your workflow like you're working in an analog studio, to where you can actually run your signals through a console and process them before you actually print into your DAW or onto tape or whatever it is that you're doing. All right, so let me just take a look here. So typically, you know, depending on what I'm doing, I might just run my signals straight through using the unison preamps and don't add any extra sauce. But in this case, I will show y'all some of my secret sauce. All right, so I will go down to some of my preamps and channel strips. One of my favorite preamps to use is gonna be the Neve 1073. Now, I love to pair this Neve 1073 with a nice warm tube mic, and then from there, man, lately I have been really enjoying, y'all gonna see. All right, so after my preamp, y'all know I'm pretty classic, and I always like to go with my distressor compressor next in my vocal chain. And sometimes if I'm feeling real frisky, I might put an LA2A right before that. Now, going down to this silver LA2A and coming from the LA2A into the distressor is just a really big vocal sound, and that's all I would do, is make sure all these levels are right. And then over on the insert effects, make sure that you're on UAD record, so that the effects that you have inserted actually go over to being printed in whatever DAW that you're going into next, whether that be Pro Tools, Logic, or even FL Studio. All right, you can do it whatever you want to. Don't forget that right now, though, I have a huge giveaway going on to celebrate reaching 200,000 subscribers. Together with Universal Audio and some other amazing companies, we're giving away over $20,000 worth of studio gear and software. All you have to do is visit my website, Wayne.wav right now, to find out all the details that you need to enter and possibly win. There will be 10 total grand prize winners. All right, so I'm Wavy Wayne from WavyWayne.com. Hope you found this video helpful. Yes, I'm still loving my Apollo X6 even 3 years later. So what interface are y'all using? I really want to know. Drop down in the comments below and we'll talk about it. All right, see y'all next time. Be dope.